Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm going to be building some more buildings in the Red Faction Guerrilla asset map in the Far Cry 5 map editor, and I'm almost done with this map. I can't wait to be done with it. I'm ready to build some of the maps using these buildings. So I'm going to show you guys what I've done since my last video. I was building some of the things in the Badlands. So you guys have seen the Parker buildings, the Dust buildings, and you've seen the Badlands buildings. I edited this building in my last video. I decided to actually make it smaller. It was a little too big, so I scrunched that down. Let's go to Oasis. We have pretty much all of the buildings from the Oasis sector, and this sector, or these buildings, were pretty hard to build because there's a lot of corners and turns and bends in the roofs. So I did it the best I could, and I'm glad it actually came out looking a lot better than I thought it was going to. So we have this fuel tank here that's destructible, and you could blow it up if you shoot it enough. There's a lot of explosives in it. We have a lookout tower here. We have a little house, grocery store, restaurant. We have the welcome to Oasis sign. We have some destructible walls and fences here that you can use. And we have, of course, the first challenge of building an Oasis, or building the assets from Oasis, and that was this building here. This apartment building was really difficult, and as you can see, I had such a great time with this corner part here, but it actually is not too bad. I mean, it could have been better, but I'm gonna just leave it as it is. And then we have the town hall, which this took me almost all day to build. And you go inside, and there's a little bit of rooms in here that you can utilize if you'd like. We have some offices, two-story office right here. We have the factory, which you can go inside. There's multiple different floors here. And then we have some industrial garages as well. Show this one back here. First, or one-story industrial garage. Shipping container. We have a smokestack, and we have the gas pumps here. All the gas pumps I've made destructible. So after that, I was going to go do EOS, but I decided to do the free fire zone. And we have this scrap metal or broken ship that has crashed, but it doesn't look crashed right now. I'm going to actually bend some of the objects a little later. We have warning, free fire zone, and we have these little beacons to kind of indicate, you know, out of bound areas or do not enter areas. And we also have, of course, the artillery gun itself. I am very happy with how this turned out. I was very shocked because I honestly did not expect it to look like this. I expected it to look a lot worse, so I'm glad this came out looking better than what I expected. So after that, we go to EOS. We have some of the, or we have this tunnel and bridge combo, so you can put a road under or over. We have some of the little walls and little statues from EOS, and we have the street light, the gas station, gas pumps, and we have the apartment building that's right here. And we also have the memorial bridge. It's not as long as it was supposed to be, but it's okay. I'll leave it as it is. We have a restaurant, and then we have little walkway paths and tunnels, and you can connect them. I created this one so that way if you wanted to make a longer tunnel, you can just highlight the entire thing and then duplicate it and slide it over. And then we also have a little monument here. We have some houses from EOS. We have a little two-story house right here. And then we have this larger house with multiple different rooms inside. And then we have, of course, the under construction hotel. Now, this from, let's see, where is it at? Right about here and up, it's all destructible. I think the first two levels from here are destructible objects, which they're not actually dynamic particles, so they don't fall with gravity. But then from there up, so all this is actually the dynamic particle destructible generic shape. So if you happen to shoot any of these objects or pillars or whatever, it will all start tumbling down. Unfortunately, a lot of the objects just vanish in thin air, so it doesn't look as cool as I was hoping it was going to be, but it's still alright. It still has that same effect because a lot of the debris ends up landing around the building and inside the building right here. So So it came out pretty cool. We have this tower, the Voice of Mars tower, Voice of Mars broadcasting station right here, and then of course we have the EOS Town Hall. Go inside here. This building was kind of a pain to build. I could not get it right first few million times. And then we have just a regular bridge here, nothing too special. Last but not least, we have the Central Command Forcefield barrier. Unfortunately, Ubisoft did not make it to where we could unspawn the Forcefield hologram that's actually a solid wall. So I had to use, because I think in one of the maps, I'm going to make it to where if the player does something in the map, they're going to unlock this area. So I needed it to be able to unspawn. So I decided to use this force field, which you can actually despawn. But then I threw some dynamic walls, or generic shape dynamic particle walls behind it, because you can actually unspawn those. So I decided to use that, but I put some invisible walls behind it, so if the player happened to like rub the body against it, he shouldn't be able to push it down. Let me see, there it is. So I made it to where if the player pushes on the wall, it shouldn't be able to push down. So it should be like a solid wall, but if you wanted to blow it up or just shoot it enough, it would pretty much be destroyed. But okay, so that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna go ahead and start building some of the things from Mount Vogel. And I think I'm gonna build, I have a list too. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this list. Walls and fence, I know what that is. That should be pretty easy to do. Let's do a thick 200 by 100. Okay, I don't like that. Let's do 280 by 100. Okay, it's a little bit better. And then I'm going to do 200 by 400. And I'm actually do a smaller wall. There we go. I can snap these together, that way it's positioned correctly. Okay, lower that down just a little bit, probably right about there. I'm going to go ahead and paint this blue. It doesn't actually look that good. Oh, here we go. No, I didn't think I was in the detailed area, but no, that's it. It just doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as real. Is there a blue, like, rocky texture or anything at all? We'll have to go through here and find out. Nope. 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 I don't think they're... yeah, but that's metal. I don't want it to be metal. I don't think... Nope, that's too pretty. I don't think they'll have it. It might end up... I might end up having to use this. Okay. So I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to type in metal. Then I'm going to use... There's like a metal fence somewhere. There it is. And I'm going to place this right... Not right there. Place it right there. And then... I think it's actually... curved or angled. I think it's like that. And then I think it's... angled on the other side as well. Okay. So that was pretty quick. I'm going to scratch that off. Walls fence is done. Yeah, of course, you can increase the size of that if you want to. Alright, so we have the accelerator control room. I tried getting a measurement on some of the buildings by looking at it in the actual game. So let's go over here. I think I wrote down 1200 by 1200. So what we'll do 400 by 400. We'll start with a wall. We'll duplicate it. Or not a wall, a floor. And then we'll do this 3 times. So that should be 1200. And then we'll do the same back here. So it's like a giant square. And then one more time. It's actually probably a lot bigger than this. Okay, so I'm gonna actually put down a door, 400 by 400, and we'll use a giant thick door here. Place that down, and then a wall. So probably, let me see, because I think, yeah, that's right. So 200 by 400 by 200. And then we'll snap these together. Snap that together. And then we will duplicate this wall, 45 degree. Bring it over here. Like that. And then do the same on the other side. 90 degree turn. Okay, and then we'll need to put a wall. Actually, no, it's the same. It's the same all the way around. So I'm going to duplicate this, do 90, and then place this here in the middle. Try to get it lined up. No, that's not it. There we go. Okay, so those walls kind of formed in together a little bit. It might actually be, let me get rid of center selection. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And I did not grab that other corner wall. That's alright. Okay, so we'll line these lines up as best as we can. There we go. Okay. And then this one over here, we will just drag it over. There we go. Now I noticed there's actually something off here. So I'm going to drag this one over here. There we go. And then, let's see. 400 by 400, and then let's see what is, oh no, that should be right. We'll line these up. Duplicate this wall. Okay. Now I think the corners have windows, so I think the height right now is good, but it goes up a little bit higher. So I'm going to go ahead and do 200 by 400. I'm going to place this down right there. Kind of see if it's a little too high. I think that's a good size. Then we'll place that there. I'll drag both of these straight across. Plant those there, and then whoops. Did not mean to do that. Grab all 4 of those, do a center selection, duplicate it, spin, and it should fall right into place there. Let's see. Let's put some triangles in here. Okay, this actually looks pretty good. 45, turn on 45 angle. Place that right there. And we'll double it so that way it matches the thickness of the original walls. It's a huge shame Ubisoft didn't give us all of the generic shapes in destructible form. Because of that, I don't think I'm going to be able to build the destructible buildings. I may end up doing like copies of them, but they're not going to be 100% accurate to what the original buildings are, which is unfortunate. But I'll try to make destructible buildings later. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. So 100 by 200 should give us this wall here. Place that there, do 45. And just going to go ahead and duplicate it. And to avoid any flickering, just move it over and drop it a little bit. Okay, so we have our window. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these. And then I'm just going to slide them on over. Right there. Try to take a look and see. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these walls again. I'm going to do a center selection this time. Let's go up to center selection. Duplicate. 90 degrees. Turn it. There we go. And it should form perfectly into those walls. Okay, so I think it's the roof, which I think the roof is really rough. Like, it's not a flat roof at all. There's a lot of dips and slants, so I'm going to try to remember that. Let's go ahead and give this building a texture while we're here. Okay. And it's going to be the same texture as those other buildings I have. I think it was was it plaster? Yes. Yes, it's plaster. I decided to actually go ahead and do the objects from the DLC. The Marinier Valley. So you can see there's a lot of copy and paste buildings with different textures. I'm going to go through and because they're all like junk. They have like this junk scrap metal theme to them. And I'll add a bunch of sheet metal to it and beams and steel. Okay, so let's go back over here. I really hate Ubisoft got rid of the tinted glass. I don't know why they did that. I was really looking forward to using the tinted glass, but they got rid of it and they never put it back in. That's not large enough. Glass. They called me Mr. Glass. Turn. Hey, is it still not? Okay, if I connect it to that corner piece, it should be enough. There shouldn't be any gaps. There we go. Okay. Do the same thing over here. Place that there, and then center selection. Both of these. Duplicate, spin around. Okay, we're good. And we have our glass there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and change this floor. It's gonna be plaster too. Okay. Trying to remember how it goes. Let's go ahead and raise these 4 areas to the roof. Snap. There we go. And we could do 200 by 400 this time around, and we should get the floor. And then we'll place that there. Duplicate it. Place it right there. Then what we'll do is select. What I like to do to get to my textures faster is select an object that already has a texture, then select the generic textured objects, then go down to my custom properties and flip it up and down, and it's much quicker that way. Dang it, I'm always hitting the wrong buttons. It's either the mouse is getting too old, or this is actually a new mouse too. My old one got wore out from all the editing. Okay, so now we have this little gap here, which I think 200 by 200 should be good. We'll type that in, place it down there, line that up. Should be good. Do the same technique, up and down, sweet. And then we will duplicate this. Get rid of center selection so I can see any flickering inside here. Nope, we look pretty good. Okay, so then I'm gonna just duplicate these, send them over here to this side, like that. Triangle is probably our next best thing. We just have to find the right triangle, and I think we found it. Lay it down, turn it around, drag forward, and do the same technique. There we go. Now I'm gonna go over here, do the same thing, slide it in, there we go. And then grab the first triangle, do a center selection, duplicate, spin around, and put it into place. There we go. Alright, so it's actually coming out pretty good. I know this wall seems to be butted out a little bit. Okay, cool. Then, let's see, I think everything else looks pretty good. So I just got to figure out the roof. What is the roof? Okay, I think I may know. 100 by 200. We're not going to do a thick wall, we're going to do a small one here. Place that right there. Duplicate, 45 turn. Place that there. Get rid of center selection. Slide this over. Then I'm going to move it with the arrows in case there's any flickering. And then drag this one right over here. Okay, then we're going to do the same technique to change the texture. We'll do that, and then we will take this wall and place it right over here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Duplicate. Then we just turn it around. Place that there. And you can also put a turret up here if you needed to. Oh, which I'll show you guys the turrets. I figured I'd go ahead and do this. I decided to build a base for the turrets to make it look like the one from the actual game. I actually put it in this machine gun nest, I think. Yeah. Alright, so let's go back. See what we've got here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do, let's see. Okay, 100 by 400. I'm gonna get the basics of this building done, and then I'm gonna move on to the tower, I think is next. Let me see. Okay, lookout tower. Place that there, and then I'm going to duplicate this one again, put it there, and do the texture change. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring this over to here, like that. I need a triangle. And then I'm gonna do this triangle here. I'm gonna flip it up like this, turn it around, change texture. Go ahead and get rid of center selection. Duplicate it, snap it. Seeing Ubisoft released a new trailer for New Dawn, which I don't think I'm gonna get that game. I didn't get Primal either for the same reason. There's no map editor. And honestly, I just feel kind of disappointed that they worked on New Dawn so soon, which probably explains why they didn't have time to fix any issues in Far Cry 5 that still needed to be fixed. Which is a huge shame because, I mean, this map editor is amazing. Just the amount of stuff that you can do is crazy. And it's hate to see it just kind of go dead so quickly, you know? How low can I go with this? It's probably a little too... Okay, yeah, no, let's not do that. Let's do triangle again. I need to find a more flatter... No, I can't use that one either. I need a flatter surface. You know what? Let's just use this. Okay, then we'll snap it together. Or try to, anyhow. Okay. Change texture of that. I'm gonna go over here. Whoops, did not mean to duplicate that one. That little wall. Okay, we'll turn that. And then we're gonna add a little walkway here. Let's see, what can we do? 400 by 4. Match it up to there. Change texture. Duplicate it. There we go. Okay, so this building is pretty much done, actually. There's probably some, like, corners that come out and things. Oh! No. I could be remembering wrong. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the... I'm not going to cross that out, because there's still some more stuff I think I need to do. But let's go ahead and move on to Lookout Tower. And then I think that will be it for this video. So let's go ahead and build the lookout tower, which that should take no time at all. I'm trying to think of the size. 300 by 300 sounds about right. Looks about right, actually. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's not do that. Let's do 400 this time. Actually, I do 400 all the time. All these buildings started out as 400. And then what we'll do is we'll create the little outer edges, which I think would be 200? 200 by 400? We'll see how that looks. Okay, replace that there. Snap it to there. Grab both. Center selection. It's already selected. Spin. Whoa! I didn't mean to do that. Go back. Did I duplicate it? I did not. Missed a step. Okay, now that looks a little bit better. Okay, so this is actually going to be the foundation right here. Now what I'm going to do is type in cylinder. And we'll use trying to remember how this goes. I think it might be right there. I could be wrong. Going off of memory right now. Okay, so we'll grab all of these. We'll raise it up. Drop it. Raise it up again. Drop it. And that should be it. That looks about right. So let's go ahead and grab this bottom foundation. We'll raise it up. And then this is going to be the roof area here. I don't know, it does look a little tall. Actually, it looks a little fat from what I can remember. Should be good. Let's see, let's do... What can we do? 400 obviously by 400. I'll use a skinny wall. Probably using the 300 would have been better, but I'll use this and see what happens. Raise this up again. I want to say there's like little windows, if I remember. If I remember right, there's little windows. Why do you do that, game? It does that all the time. I go to select it and duplicate it, and then something weird happens. Okay. Let's not do that. Let's grab the middle. Then grab this side, raise it up to there. Duplicate this down. Get rid of center selection because I can't see because of that line. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and change the texture of this. Whoops. And it's going to be plaster again. Go all the way down, wherever it is. Plaster noisy. And then I think these little beams here are metal. I do feel like the size might be a little wrong for this. Alright, we're gonna go down. We're gonna do like a, not a shiny metal at all. I like that. Yeah. We'll roll with that one. Let me change the texture of this. Then the ground here. Cool. Okay. Then we'll add some railings. Let's go ahead and add the ladder. Type in ladder. Dang, this is actually pretty tall. It's really tall. Taller than I thought it was. Okay, come back. There we go. Okay, we'll add some railings here. Might have to create my own. Well, that kind of works out. Type in jail. And all I need to do is just add this. Okay. That there. Center selection, duplicate. Then we gotta kind of close in these areas here, which I think at this point I'm gonna have to create my own. No problem. Can do that pretty easy. Just take this one. Duplicate it. Get rid of the flickering. Okay. I'm gonna add something right here in the middle. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna grab this again, center selection, turn it around, bring it back, grab this one again, duplicate it, and then turn it. Sweet. And then all I gotta do is just delete this one. That way nothing is blocking the ladder. Okay. Yeah, it looks a little strange. It looks really tall. I think the inside right here needs to be smaller. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna worry about that right now, but I'm gonna finish adding some of the outside areas. Okay, that's not gonna work. Is there a 280 cylinder in it? Smaller one here. I have a feeling that's not going to reach, so since they don't have 300, we'll have to create our own. Place that there. Plop it over. Perfect. That worked out. Change the texture. Then just kind of position it where I need it. So let's see. There. There. And there. Okay. Okay, it looks weird, but you know what? We'll leave it. I think what I'll have to do is make the that center part a little bit smaller. It just seems a little too big. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for this one. I can't wait to get this map finished. I'm almost done. A lot of sitting, and I can't wait to see if any of you guys happen to use any of these assets on your map. So, anyways, that's going to be it for this one. You guys take care now. See you.